Many of the most awesome Terraria weapons seem to come all at once around the post-Plantera progression. Unfortunately, nearly all these weapons are very quickly made obsolete due to the short amount of time between defeating Plantera and getting your hands on pillared gear. Today, we're going to be looking at a weapon that falls into this boundary, but what I think is still worth getting: the Bat Scepter. The Bat Scepter is a post-Plantera magic weapon dropped by the Pumpkin during the Pumpkin Moon event, so it will take a little bit of grinding to obtain. Nevertheless, I think it's totally worth it. But before I show you its power, here's some of the fastest ways you can go about obtaining it. As mentioned, the Bat Scepter is a Pumpkin Moon drop. To summon the Pumpkin Moon, you need the Pumpkin Moon Medallion, which can be crafted with 30 pumpkins, 5 ectoplasm, and 10 hallowed bars. Once you've summoned the event, getting your hands on the Bat Scepter isn't completely straightforward. As similar to other Moon event weapons, its drop rate scales, starting at 1.04% at wave 7 and reaching 12.5% on wave 15. These odds aren't too bad, but getting to the point where you can consistently kill pumpkins can be difficult, so I'd recommend using a solid crowd control weapon in an event arena until you reach wave 7. When they start to spawn, try kill each pumpkin as carefully as possible, using a weapon like the Rainbow Rod. You could get lucky and have the Bat Scepter drop before spawns get too intense, but if not, and you manage to get at least a Horseman's Blade, you can just equip some dodge accessories and stand in a box to pretty much AFK as many Pumpkin Moon items as you'll ever need. Whatever strategy you use, hopefully you'll be able to get your hands on the Bat Scepter in no time. So then, let's take a look at its performance. The Bat Scepter is a magic weapon which auto-fires 1 to 3 homing bat projectiles per shot. Despite its functionality appearing similar to the Wasp gun, the projectiles do not bounce off blocks. However, this doesn't make it inferior, as it delivers a significantly higher single target DPS and will home onto enemies far quicker. What's interesting about this weapon is, on the surface it appears like it would excel versus groups, and although these mummies do die very quickly, its performance is far superior in a scenario where quality trumps quantity. When those bats stack up, the damage is just insane. Its strong performance can be clearly seen against Duke Fishron, taking off massive chunks of health as all the bats catch up and hit the Duke all at once. If you're post-Plantera and still haven't defeated Fishron yet, I'd highly recommend this weapon. This leads me on to my next recommendation, using this weapon against the Cultist. I mean, it just absolutely eats it alive, taking off a quarter of its health in the first few seconds. The rest of the fight doesn't slow down either, and even counters the illusion attack completely, homing onto the real Cultist and finishing him off. I have to admit, I enjoy using this weapon so much, as it's essentially the final version of the Bee and Wasp gun we already love. I would really like to see a post-Moonlord version of this that utilises flying homing projectiles, as seeing them all bundle up and deal a massive chunk of damage all at once never gets old. The question is though, is the Bat Scepter worth it? And I think that if you want to make the Cultist fight super easy, maybe help out with your first pillar, absolutely. This is also a great option for players who take it easy after Plantera, for those who might want to farm a few more items. If you're one of these players, I'd highly recommend having a Bat Scepter in your arsenal, as it might just make the whole process a little easier. What do you think? If you've used a Bat Scepter, do you think it's worth getting? And if you're unfamiliar to it, why not give it a go? Thanks for watching. For more Terraria content like this, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.